Charles Leiter passed away very suddenly. The papers are missing.
I prefer to do things by the book.
We're going to perform the autopsy. We will perhaps do it, probably tonight.
Cecil Hunter. Anybody heard of this chap? He done the painting.
What is it that we are missing? I know that you would see it, for you are the expert librarian.
Witchcraft, you know. It's all a load of nonsense, really, these trials.
Is it the concept of this Atlantic City breakaway and desperate acts?
Oh, the gambling man.
Anthony is, he hounded Dr. Leiter night and day.
Kirk here had an encounter in the morgue.
And what are the eyes like? Can I ask about the eyes?
I said I don't want to talk about it, goddammit.
Coca-Cola with a twist.
There are two men sat in the car.
I pull my mask completely off, and I just light a cigarette and stare at the car.
Maybe it wasn't a heart attack after all.
So what was it?
Well, that's what we're trying to find out.
So, Lucy, what you mean is that he got these rare books and then engaged talented artists to make forgeries to make copies of them.
Oh, the other guy's real sweet. Abner Wick. My hearing's not so good as it used to be, Mr. Oakes. Did he just threaten us? I think we'll meet again. It's just a sort of weird feeling, like you're being watched.
My house. I hid it all in my house. But they'll find it. And then it'll be too late.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that again? His legal guardian was who, did you say?
Dr. Charles Leiter.
Hey, Mahoney, don't be afraid to rough him up a little. I know guys like this Abner Wick.
But in all seriousness, I might add in, be careful about the mirrors.
So you step out into the hard, cold Arkham rain. The Apocalypse Players present Crimson Letters. A Call of Cthulhu 7th edition scenario by Alan Bligh. Starring Joseph Chance as Dr. Jonas Steinweg, Danann McAleer as Professor Duckworth, Dan Wheeler as Kirk Sleep, P.I. With our special guests, Doug McAndrew as Dr. Althea Montrose and Mike Perceval-Maxwell as P.J. Mahoney. The Keeper of Arcane Lore is Dominic Allen. Chapter 6, Unconsidered Trifles. So, Dr. Montrose, PJ and Dr. Steinweg make your way to Unconsidered Trifles. Are you taking the car or are you walking?
Whose car was it?
I'll take the bus.
I assumed that it was all right to be dropped off on the way.
Oh, that's also true.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a couple of blocks away anyway, so...
Yeah.
Well, walking, of course, is always an option.
Well, either way, you end up outside the front of this shop. It looks very respectable from the outside. There's something of a faded grandeur about it, which sort of suits it because it is an antique shop. It's sort of got a green wooden facade, and a big window that is stuffed with knickknacks and old lamps and a rug, and it looks like a real Aladdin's cave of sort of stuff.
PJ is immediately drawn to all this stuff in the window.
This is exactly the sort of shop that Dr. Montrose could spend an afternoon at.
It's a nice lamp.
Everything has a tiny, tiny white label with a handwritten price on it that you can't actually read. It's one of those places. It's just like illegible.
A lot of shiny reflective surfaces, I know.
Oh yeah, a lot of those. And you can't actually see into the shop itself through the window. It's so packed with stuff.
Okay. And is there an open sign?
There is indeed. It is open, and there is a door.
Does it look in good repair, or does it look like it has seen better days?
It's in relatively good repair. Perhaps it would be fair to say that it has seen better days. You could do with a lick of paint, but it seems respectable enough.
Seems a reasonably profitable enterprise then.
Yeah.
One moment, Dr. Montrose and PJ. Do you think it is worth having a tactical discussion before we plunge in? I couldn't help but notice.
No, really, I think we'll just work it out as we go. And in she goes.
No.
It's just after my recent experience with Mr. Sleep. Oh, scheiße.
That word I do know.
Not looking back. And, yeah.
She's a very impetuous young woman.
Not so young, from my view. But...
So you step into this shop. It's packed with all sorts of paraphernalia. There's shelves and shelves of objets d'art. Well, stuff ranging from objets d'art down to knickknacks. There's all sorts. There's things hanging off the ceiling. It's really quite compressed in there.
When you hesitate over the word shop, is it because you're actually looking for the word trap?
No.
Okay.
Because it's somewhere between a shop and a warehouse. It's sort of just like absolutely rammed with stuff.
Can I roll psychology on the GM? Do I believe what you're saying is true? You just lied. No, he said. No. But I'm beginning to think Dom. No. Can I psychologize Dom?
PJ's going to potter about, looking at knickknacks and whatnots and doohickeys.
The other thing I should say that hits you as you go in is the smell of sort of that dusty, musky smell is quite heavy, but amidst this sort of bookish smell, there is a cloying odour of sort of lavender and tobacco, sort of very sweet, very pungent, like an aftershave smell.
All right.
Like a reptile house?
It's not like an incensey sort of smell or anything, is it? PJ's a good Catholic boy.
No, it's more like a cologne, like a really over-the-top floral cologne. And there's no counter by the door. You can just about see through this sort of haze of cigar smoke. There's a counter at the back. The light in here is not very good either. The light doesn't get through that sort of window display of crap very easily. So the light is sort of coming in through a window behind the counter, and it's got, there's like thick dust haze. So all you can see is the sort of silhouettes by the counter.
Okay. Yes, Dr. Montrose is looking left and right with a smile on her face and heads towards the counter.
I will back her up.
Sat in a large sort of Chesterfield recliner behind the desk is a vastly broad, portly man. He's puffing on a cigar, and as you approach, he sort of turns his chair around to see you. He's wearing a white, like a cream linen suit. He has a very vivid handkerchief pouring out of the top pocket. He wears a cravat. He's mustachioed. He has little pince-nez glasses.
Journal.
He goes, how can I help you, my dear? You, first time at Unconsidered Trifles?
Oh, right. Yes, it is. It's a marvellous shop, a real Aladdin's cave. Exactly the sort of place I could lose an entire afternoon in. Wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we get that a lot. You're now aware that the smell is definitely coming from him. He's absolutely plastered in this cologne. And is there something specific you're looking for today?
Yeah. Why, dabble here and there, knowledge of one sort or another. Particularly interested in pieces relating to the early settler times. The pioneers, the late 1600s, occult activities of the Salem witches and their many peers. I dare say I'm in the right place. I'm from Scotland over here visiting, but yes.
Indeed. I am from the old country myself, the other old country.
Oh, indeed, what part?
Well, all over, really. Swindon, originally. Anyway.
Hampstead.
Oh, it's so evocative.
Swindon, I don't think I've had the pleasure of visiting Swindon, or indeed any reason whatsoever to visit Swindon.
You would remember it.
I dare say I would. I'm Dr. Montrose, Dr. Althea Montrose, by the way. How to... And she offers her hand.
He takes your hand, he bends down and kisses it, reaching across the desk to do so. His lips are very, very cold. and he lingers slightly too long kissing your hand. It's actually not as charming as he obviously is. And he says, "Oh, my dear, I'm charmed, I'm sure. My name is Abner Wick. I am the humble proprietor of Unconsidered Trifles.
Mr. Wick, pleased to meet you.
And who are these your colleagues?"
Yes, they are indeed my colleagues. Most perceptive of you, this is Mr. Mahoney and Dr. Steinweg, and we, in fact, are all colleagues based on our work at the Miskatonic University.
How much do you want for this lampstand?
Oh, that is, in fact,
Will go very well in our spare room.
well,
Visitors.
it's a fin de siècle lamp.
Fendi what? Fin.
End means end of the century.
End of the century. So, second hand, yeah. I'll give you $2 for it.
Oh, my dear, sweet old man, you are most amusing. Almost everything here is second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, sometimes even ninth hand. But unfortunately, once a certain number of hands it has passed through, it becomes incredibly valuable.
Goodness me, it is like you're describing a Hindu god.
I would have thought that it would have got worn out and bits drop off it the more hands it goes through. Like an, so that happened with cars as well. The number of more owners it's had, the more expensive it is.
I am not familiar with automobiles. Well, you were after something colonial and occult.
We are, in fact, and
I'm after this lampstand.
Mr. Mahoney, would you be so kind?
Well, he hasn't even said how much he wants for it. I give you $2.
Oh, Mr. Mahoney.
I think if you're willing to pay $2 for that, Mr. Mahoney, he'll have seen you coming.
It's a nice, I like the lady on it. She's very shapely.
He holds it up and he says, you know, the reason that objet d'art of this era has so many pineapples carved on it is because the pineapple at the time was incredibly valuable. Now, of course,
I ain't never had a pineapple.
Well, for you, this will be $1.
$1?
I wouldn't say fairer than that. But that's a special discount I only do for friends. So I do hope we become friends, Mr.
Mahoney is the name.
Mahoney. I shan't forget that. Dr. Montrose.
You're Mr. Abner Wick, that's right, isn't it?
Mr. Wick, yes.
Mr.
Abner.
Oh, it's a double-barreled, is it?
No.
So your mother was an Abner and your father was a Wick?
No. My father was a Wick, and my mother married into the Wicks.
Married into Wicks, so a candle maker.
Something like that.
Good trade, candle making. You're always going to need candles.
In the dark.
It's a fascinating history here in Arkham of the colonial times. I was wondering, do you have anything relating to the Mason case?
The Freemasons?
No, I mean the Keziah Mason case. You familiar?
Specifically, Mr. Wick, the Hop House papers.
All my nonsensical chat about lampstands and stuff is really me. I'm wanting to do a psychology on him. I wanted to try and see what kind of especially when they start talking about the Masons.
Yeah. Give me a psychology roll. While you're doing that, and while you're talking to him, as soon as you say this, he's sort of laughing, and he waddles his way, pressing his way through the shelves and the shadows towards the front door of the shop, and he turns the sign and locks the door. Yes, that would be a very specialist area indeed. Not many people know about the Hob House artifacts.
No, we're of a great deal of interest to a number of people at the university. Not least at the moment the Cobb family. I find myself here to try and find out what happened to them.
Yeah, I see.
Resourceful and intelligent chap like yourself, Mr. Wick would sure be happy to help us get this matter sorted out, expedited without any bother. To be honest with you, I rather thought when I arrived here I'd be chatting to lots of interesting people, but mostly looking at useful books. Now, I've done rather a lot of the former, not so much of the latter. So, sure if you help us out, and I'll just go back to what we are meant to be doing. I'll make a charm roll, perhaps, at this point.
Well, let's see. Mike, how did you get on with your psychology?
No, that was a fail. That was very.
He
very
seems very genial. Seems very genial. He was more than happy to discuss his family history, and
is it fair?
He doesn't have a family.
Is it fair to say that my provocation of the Keziah Mason case gives me an opportunity to? I mean, aside from the physical reaction, which has made me very nervous, and I'm now handling my cane somewhat anxiously, and the hidden blade within it. But have I picked up anything else apart from the fact that he locked the door, which is revealing in itself?
No. He's turned around in the doorway and he's still smiling. And he says to Dr. Montrose, I don't think you do need a charm roll, actually. He says, actually do give me a charm roll, just in case.
Just in case of a fumble?
Yeah, it's 97 is an palpable fail. But, of course, I'm going to push the roll.
Yeah.
So... She's trying.
Spike completely jinxed you on that one.
She is trying to be pleasant and affable. And, well, how does she respond to that in the first instance in any case? And she smiles. She says a lot of peace and smiles.
He's smiling, but it's kind of like a fixed smile. He hasn't blinked in a while.
Okay. All right then, Mr. Wick. I'll be quite blunt with you. For some reason, I've found myself involved in pursuing stolen papers, a murder, a black magic sex cult, and most recently, a rather large debt, and the involvement of the Atlantic City mob. Now, this has all come as something as a surprise to me, but if I were you, I'd pay attention mostly to the last bit, because the two gentlemen that we came across earlier on today, very, very interested what happened to those papers, and indeed what happened to Mr. Leiter. Now, if you help us out, we can get this sorted out without their involvement. But if you don't, then I rather think we will be paying you a visit very, very soon, and may be interested in picking up where the good doctor left off around the operation of this nice little forgery ring with you and young Cecil. So, why don't you tell me where the fucking papers are, and I will get out of the shop. And I'll make an intimidate check at that point.
Yes, by all means.
That's a 07. That's an extreme success on my intimidate of 61.
Can I take advantage of this change of tack by Dr. Montrose to try and push my psychology roll?
Yeah.
I think I'm too intimidated.
Yes, we should all make.
She's still smiling as she's saying all of this, but she has a different look in her eyes, and she said a certain rude word, which you might not expect to come from an Icelandic lady like that, but
well, she is Scottish.
She is Scottish. We just can't fucking help it.
No tea, your fucking majesty. Yes, I succeeded there. I got 43 that time.
You see him stagger backwards into the door, and the bell actually rings a little bit as his huge body slams into the door, and he's sort of, but PJ, you realise this is a show. He's not genuinely afraid. But to the rest of you, it seems like he is, and he says, "Oh, madam, I do forgive me. I didn't mean to cause you any upset. I see you're a very forward and formidable woman. I like that."
No, forgive me. It has been a very unusual couple of days.
I can imagine. Everything that involves Dr. Leiter is unusual.
Just a little overwhelmed. Excuse my language, but if you would just care to help us out, tell us what you know, I would be most obliged.
I would very much like to help you. And indeed, I think the more I can help you, the better I will in turn be helped by uncovering this horrible mess that we have all found ourselves in. I was hoping that sooner or later someone would come along with some answers. Well, let us see. Well, this is not the right setting to be discussing these things. How about dinner? My treat, Crawford's restaurant, tonight? 8:30? 9?
Do I get the impression that he's just bullshitting?
No, actually, it sounds like a genuine offer for dinner.
Right, well, that sounds...
Do you know Crawford's restaurant? We can discuss everything there. There is probably a lot to discuss. Unfortunately, if I knew where the papers were, I would tell you. But sadly, I don't. However, it sounds like, if that's your priority, we may be able to help one another out. Certainly, I might have some information that might lead you in the right direction. And if you are in the right direction, perhaps you might be able to share some of your findings with me.
Whoa.
I wouldn't worry too much about the gentleman from Atlantic City.
Oh, really?
Oh, I have persuasive ways when it comes to dealing with criminals.
I'm sure they have their persuasive ways too. But good luck with that.
Why wait until tonight? Why not have a nice sit down and a cup of coffee?
Well, I suppose we could go to Crawford's now. Have you eaten lunch?
We had a bite.
Oh, that won't do at all. A bite? No. A proper lunch. And he walks over to the, in fact, no, he calls down to the end of the shop and he says,
Was there somebody else?
He says, Hector!
Fuck's Hector.
Hector!
Yes, master!
That's literally what happens.
As played by Danann.
In the shadows at the back of the shop, there is a doorway, which now creaks open, and there is a very gaunt, a very pale figure stood in the shadows. You can't quite make him out. And he says, yes, Mr. Wick. Yes. Could you call through to Crawford's table in half an hour? Table for 4. Tell them it's Mr. Wick. And the door just shuts. You hear footsteps going down.
Tell them to boil the big pot.
Do I get the impression that the reason he wants to go out to the restaurant is to be in a public place rather than in a private place?
Oh, that's interesting. It's hard to be sure. What did you get on your psychology?
It's just a normal success. Just a normal success.
Yeah, it's hard to be sure.
Okay, yeah.
But you can give me a psychology roll if you want. If you can get a hard.
In terms of motivation, is it all right if I join in on that? Because I'm a bit baffled.
Yeah.
And I've been a bit backfoot.
Yeah, that is not quite an extreme success.
He seems very excited by the idea of going for food. He's definitely more interested in having lunch than being in public.
Right, okay.
His little pincers are clicking excitedly.
That seems to be his priority right now.
They're going to have something to eat.
Steinweg says, I think, of course, we have our colleagues to consider. We had said that we would meet them.
I think these matters might be better discussed in more discreet circumstances than in a crowded restaurant.
Oh, Mr. Mahoney, you've obviously never eaten at Crawford's.
No, sir, I have not. Little out of my league.
Very, very discreet, very discreet. That's what the money pays for, you see. My treat.
It's only because we have some colleagues who we were hoping to meet up with. Perhaps I might confer with you, Dr. Montrose.
Well, I rather hoped that we would reconvene.
Well, why don't you all head over to this Crawford's? I could run across back to the university and let the others know, and we could meet you there. How does that sound?
Not that I wish to take advantage of your very kind offer, Mr. Vick. Of course, it's not to suggest that we would wish to add to the bill, but it is more that there were arrangements in place, and I was wondering whether perhaps we needed to talk about that. But I'm very happy to go with what you suggest there, PJ. Yeah, Mr. Mahoney.
That's fine. PJ is fine. Everybody calls me PJ.
My mind is just casting back, as I'm saying that, I was thinking about the reflective surfaces that we were seeing as we were walking in. Is this place covered in curious mirrors or anything like that? Or
No.
No, thank you.
There's all kinds of junk.
Yeah, all kinds of junk.
I'll tell you what you can do, though. If you want, because you're stood quite close to him right now, you can give me a spot hidden, but I'd need an extreme success.
That 01 was wasted at the bar.
I failed. But I'm more than happy to push it.
That's what
So here's a question: if I push a roll that I'm looking for an extreme success, and I get a success but not an extreme success, does that count as a failure?
I'd say if you get a success but not an extreme success, you won't get what you want, but you won't suffer any negative consequences. I think that's fair.
Yeah. So I've still got this this candlestick. Well, not this candlestick. This lampstand in my hand, and I'll kind of lean across him to put it back onto a Welsh dresser that I've spotted sitting on the other side of the shop, yeah, so I'm doing that. I'm just gonna. It's more to try and kind of eye him up. I want to see if he's carrying a concealed weapon or something like that, because I don't trust this guy, regardless. And you know he could have anything under that jacket of his. It is a success, but it's not an extreme success.
I too have failed.
Yeah, there's nothing particularly noticed.
It's a very fine cigar you have there, sir.
Would you care for one?
Oh, well, I don't mind if I do. I do like a cigar for a special occasion. Oh.
Nothing more special than making new friends.
Does Mahoney put it in his pocket?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for later, yeah. Very 1920s.
Much appreciated.
I'm just thinking, this spot hidden, I feel like it's important. I feel like there's something important that we're missing. So maybe I should try and push my failed roll.
I think you should. I absolutely think you should.
And I think in the oh dear, in the distraction of Mahoney leaning across with this thing and the cigar changing hands, and the fact that Montrose is sort of, while she's led us in this whole encounter, I feel like she's just kind of gone a bit quiet and is just staring at this guy slightly.
She's forgotten herself somewhat.
And she's clearly going to have the last say, I think.
Yeah, well, you know.
I think I do a slightly weird, slightly elvish, but not in the kind of cool sense of Tolkien elf, the kind of weird German elvish, skitter across to the side to look at him weirdly, as if I'm in analysis with him. And I sort of look at the side of his face and I go, yeah, very interesting. As this weird cigar handover is happening. And I have rolled, what do I need, an extreme?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I've only got a hard. Damn it!
Yeah, all you can tell is, you know, his flesh is his skin is very pallid, and he stinks of this aftershave that he puts on.
Okay, so now Joseph is now convinced he's dead. Clearly he's a corpse.
Yeah.
I think that's a reasonable assumption given the circumstances.
I think, yeah, so Steinweg's now sort of hovering slightly weirdly and then looks back at Montrose.
Yes, Doctor. She says, what will we do?
So, Mr. Mahoney, you're going to go and collect your colleague?
Yes,
join us at Crawford's.
I know where it is. I'll meet you there.
Excellent. Well, shall we take the Ford?
The Bentley.
take the Packard.
I'll take the bus.
Carla! And then the door opens and a figure that looks exactly like Hector comes out, but as they approach, you realise it's a woman, and he says, "Could you ready the car? We're going to Crawford's." And she sort of nods and goes out the back. Georgie Porgy, pudding and pie. Let's cut over to Lighter's cottage on campus.
I'm now exceedingly relaxed about this because it feels like the biggest threat is going on somewhere else.
Yeah, as you approach it, it's a 2-story cottage. There's a sort of front porch, and it's got nicely appointed grounds. There's sort of trees that give a lot of privacy away from the neighbouring cottages. As you pull up, it's very quiet. There's a bit of rain still coming down. You can hear it sort of rustling the trees. The wind is... But it's relatively quiet.
Listen, Duckworth, I got some thoughts about it, how to handle this. Feel free to chip in. But there was a suggestion that the dean might be able to give us keys to this place.
I don't suppose it involves posing as a janitor? Or...
That's funny you should suggest that. I wasn't thinking janitor, but that's worth considering. No, I was going to say that there was a suggestion the dean might give us keys to this place, but I don't want to alert anyone to our presence. So what say you follow my lead? Another pair of eyes, another pair of ears. You got ears under that thing? I can't tell.
I've got one.
I'll take that as a yes. All right, that's something. Okay, so what say you follow my lead? We scope out the joint, have a little look in the windows, listen, anyone in there, and then we make our assault on the back door, maybe.
Yes, I mean, counter suggestion. Perhaps we walk up to the front door and knock on it, and see if anyone answers.
No, I think that's an incredibly bad idea. If you don't mind me saying so.
Why?
Is someone in there? I don't think we want them to know that we're here. I think let's use our eyes and ears first.
I mean, as far as we're aware, the likelihood is it's empty, and the only person likely to be in there is either university staff or a disenfranchised art student. I don't see the danger myself.
No, I'm not talking danger. I'm talking... Maybe you catch someone in their element. You know, in my line of work, sometimes you go into a joint, you want to find someone, you want to catch them doing what they were doing before they saw you, rather than opening the door after they've already hidden their business. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Well, how's about this? We merge our plans. I will simply approach the front door and knock, while you go around to the back. If the door is answered, that gives you all the time you want to snoop around whilst I engage whoever's inside in conversation. If it's not answered, we know there's no one in, and we can either find a key or get in by some other means, as you suggest.
I like it. I suggest that before you even knock on that front door, we both make a circuit of the house. We both use our eyes and ears to take a look at what's going on.
This seems reasonable. Excellent.
Right. Okay. So could we both make a sort of stealthy circuit around the house, just looking for? I'd like to be looking for signs of life in the house. Looking in the windows. Would it be fair to circuit the house and give you a spot hidden roll, or?
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
I shall do the same.
So Duckworth. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yes.
I'll give you a little crash course in. PI work. Just follow my lead.
Okay.
So that's a regular success on spot hidden from me.
Okay.
I got a regular success as well. That I figure I'm looking to.
So as you circuit the building, like the windows that you can see through, the curtains are drawn in a lot of the rooms. You see into the study where there's a lot of clutter and paperwork sort of all over the desk. It looks very sort of disorganised. As you get to the back, there's a back porch. The back door looks brand new. It looks like it's recently been replaced. Like brand spanking new. The rest is sort of quite weather-beaten. Apart from that, you don't really notice anything that unusual.
Can I tell whether from my little circuit, can I tell whether it looks like the front or the back door has the easier lock to pick? You say the back door is brand new. Is it like
yes,
big deadbolts and stuff, or is it?
Well, as you get closer, you realise it's got brand new bolts on it.
Okay, so I report this to to Duckworth, who presumably is looking at it as well. You see what I see? This door looks like it's been put in by someone who was concerned by, who recently had his back door smashed in. Alright, so...
Yes.
What say we... Maybe we go have a listen. Listen at you take the... Why don't you take the back door? I take the front.
All right. As long as we promise to meet up again before we action anything more drastic.
Understood. Well, why don't we stick together then? Let's both listen at the back door. Follow my lead.
Let's all have a listen at the back door.
Let's all have a listen at the back door. Can I listen at the back door?
Yeah, give me a listen roll, yeah.
82. I didn't hear anything.
I'm going to spend a lot of luck. I'm going to spend 22 points of luck.
Because Sleep doesn't want to lose face for the Duckworth. Oh, sorry for that awful turn of phrase. Yeah, so that gives me a regular success on my listen roll.
Duckworth presses his, porcelain face to the door, but can't hear anything. Sleep, on the other hand, you press your ear to the door, and you hear something. You hear this sort of childish giggle. You'll never find me.
Oh, fuck. Okay, when you say childish giggle, does it sound like a child, or just like an adult giving a childish giggle?
No.
A child.
An adult giving a childish giggle.
Oh, okay, right. So I drag Duckworth away from the door and I say, there's someone in there. There's someone in there, and they don't sound right in the head. I heard like a giggle, like a kid's chuckle, but it's
so a child.
No, it's a grown man, but not right in the head.
I see.
No,
And what were they saying?
They said, you'll never find me. You'll never find me.
And do you believe they were talking to you?
No, it's
talking
to a madman in there, talking to himself. That's someone's crackers.
Well, there's two of us here. We don't have anything to fear.
Doolally.
I want to walk up to the door and just knock my cane on it.
There's no reply.
Are you sure you heard this? I'm not questioning you, but...
I'm there, like, aghast. My jaw drops at the fact that he's just walked straight up to the door and knocked on it. And I would like to do a psychology roll on Duckworth to find out whether he's, like... Is he trying to sabotage this mission? My psychology is awful, so I failed.
He's definitely trying to sabotage this mission.
But I'm like sort of under my breath saying, "What the hell are you doing? What are you playing at?"
If there's a person in there, be it a child or a mentally ill adult, either way, I'm not sure we're at risk. I mean, they're locked inside this house. We may as well see if we...
You just stay put. I'm getting around the front, and I run around the front.
As you're walking around the front, it occurs to you that as you're thinking this over, you realise that you're alone here with a member of faculty. It's possible he could be working with Leiter and could have been working with Leiter this whole time, and this all could be
Oh, fuck.
Oh, he's here to sabotage you, clearly.
Better shoot him, just to be on the safe side.
I follow behind you, by the way. Sort of almost at a light jog.
Do I see him following behind me?
I'm not trying to hide it.
Do I see him following behind me?
You're not trying to hide then yes.
Duckworth, what the hell are you playing at? I said, follow my lead. Listen, there's someone in there. We don't want him to get out. Stay by the back door. I'll go to the front door. No. You want to take the front door? Take the front door. But stop following me around like a fucking shadow. What are you, some kind of ghost?
Now listen, Sleep. I said I would follow your lead briefly, but if you just remember back to earlier today, there was several times I followed your lead, and things got a little bit messy, didn't they? You shot a student. You had a bit of a psychological slip. These things happen to all of us. It's nothing to be ashamed of. But I'm sure you can understand why I'm, concerned about you, your state of mind. I don't want you to feel I'm following you, or I don't.
Look, I don't. This ain't the time for me to be speaking to a shrink. This is a time for us to do a proper job on this house. You take one door, I'll take the other. Okay? I'll try.
No, sleep.
I'll try and jimmy the lock.
As far as we know, well, how is that worse than me knocking on the door? I don't see what we're going to get out of this. If there is a mentally ill individual in the house, surely we should try to, reason with them. At least do something other than smack.
Absolutely, but I don't want them to be escaping out the back door while you're following me around the front door like some kind of shadow or doppelganger like the other crazy professor said.
I see. Well, calm now. I agree as far as to that. So if I go back to the back door, you promise me not to pull out your weapon or do anything that might upset this individual who could be quite.
I take out my gun and give it to Duckworth, and I say, if that's what you're concerned about, you take it.
Thank you. That's a gesture of trust that means a lot to me. I'll go to the back door, and I'll trust you to act in our best interests. I'll make sure no one escapes while you make your way inside.
Yeah, you see anyone, shoot him in the leg. Works.
I see. Yes, I will. I sort of tuck the gun into my waistband and hobble back round the house.
So I make my way to the front door. I'd like to have a listen at the front door as well now.
Yeah.
I don't think I can spend any more luck, so it's a fail. Not a bad fail. I would like to try to... well, first I'll just try the door to see if it's unlocked.
It is.
It's unlocked?
Yes. Except it's not. It's the lock is broken. The wood is splintered. It's been carefully done, but it's broken. The door opens.
I'd like to try and avoid that squeak.
Okay, yeah.
Do I need to do a stealth roll for that or anything, or?
Give me a dex roll to see if you catch it quickly enough. Unless stealth is better.
No, dex is fine. Yes, that's a hard success on my dex.
Yeah, you managed to stop the door from swinging.
Okay, so
let's say I don't hear of this from the back door.
No.
So I'm just waiting there patiently.
Yeah.
Nervously.
Yeah.
You're really patient. Can I see? It's a relatively small cottage. Can I see the back door from where I am?
That's a good question.
Or can I at least see how to get to it?
So actually, it opens straight into the living room, and your foot. The first thing you tread on is an envelope on the floor. You feel the different texture. You realise there's an envelope that's been pushed through the letterbox that has been ignored.
No. Okay. Pick it up and have a little look at the outside of it.
It has some blood on it.
Oh, fuck's sake! Is it internal university mail, or is it like a regular postal service?
No, it's addressed to Dr. Leiter, and it has a stamp on it, which is Arkham Asylum.
Your test results, Mr. Leiter.
Okay. I want to get to the back door. I want to sort of get to the back door without making any noise, and open it and let in Duckworth. Can I stealth my way to the back door?
Yes. Can you also give me a spot hidden?
Yes. So I'm going to spend some luck on my spot hidden. So that's a regular success on my spot hidden.
You realise you sort of open the door in opposite. There's a staircase in the living room as well. There's two doors opposite you. One of which you open. It's a closet. The other opens into his study, and you realise that to get through to the back, you're going to have to go through the double doors on the left. But as you open the door to the study, there is a sort of among the bookcases there are a couple of sort of closets, and one of them is slightly ajar. And you notice a bloody footprint in the middle of the carpet of the study.
Just the one.
Yeah. How did you get on with your stealth?
Oh, I haven't rolled that yet. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I'm going to spend some more luck. Right, I passed.
Why not push it?
Yeah.
If you need to think about it, then you might as well just push it.
I should have pushed my spot hidden. My stealth isn't quite good enough. No, it's too late to wreck on that. No, I'm spending the luck. Oh fuck, am I? Okay, yeah, do you know what? I am gonna push my stealth, because if I fail, I still succeed on my stealth. So just something else goes wrong, right? Right?
You won't succeed in being stealthy if you push it and you fail.
Really?
But something...
Sometimes you can push and succeed, but not always. That's not a rule.
No, I suppose, yeah.
That's...
It's just a keeper's choice, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So a fail forward...
I'm gonna spend that luck. That was the first thing I did.
Something will happen.
So, tell me, this one bloody footstep in the middle of the room, and no others.
One bloody footstep.
Now you're looking around. Yeah, there's telltale signs. It's not a really clear footprint. It's just that's one that stands out. It looks like there is a bit of a trail from the front door to here.
And can I now see the back door?
Do you investigate this closet situation? You're just going to try and find the back door?
Can I see the back door from where I am, or not?
No.
Like, would it be possible for me to get to the back door keeping my eyes on the closet?
No. You'd have to back up and then go through the double doors that were on your left when you came in. It's a weirdly arranged cottage, to be honest. The hallway's like in the middle of the cottage.
I'd like to take my blackjack out of my pocket and make my way towards the closet, and as I do so, I'd like to yell, "Duckworth! There's no one in here! Come on in the front door!"
I assume I hear this, or do you need a listen roll?
No, you can hear that, I think.
In which case I do as he says.
And that's what you shout?
Yeah.
I start making my way around to the front door.
Okay. As soon as you shout, the closet flies open.
Yeah.
And Anthony Flinders leaps out.
Fucking Flinders again! Well, as soon as he leaps out...
Christ.
His leg's sort of bandaged up, but it's sort of matted with blood. He's obviously, fucked his leg doing this.
Yeah.
Hobbling out here. He's still wearing a hospital gown that is also slightly bloody. You can see his pendant that he's wearing, and he takes out this sort of ceremonial dagger.
Fuck.
And he says, his eyes are sort of wild, and he says, I was so wrong. I thought that it was Fallon and Roach, but it's you. I know it now. That's why you try to shoot me, because...
Before he finishes speaking, I wallop him round the head with my blackjack.
Okay. Give me a roll.
Okay. That's a brawl roll, right? Fighting brawl roll. Yeah, regular success.
Yeah.
So I roll for damage.
Well, he might fight back. You never know.
Yeah.
He's got a dagger.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I might kill him.
No, he misses entirely. So he's still ranting and saying, "It was you. That's why you tried to shoot me. You're in the league with them, but now you've fallen into my trap. Hail Satan!" And he sort of comes at you with a knife. But you took a sort of step to the side and cosh him on the head.
I was ready. I had it out ready. I was expecting it to come out.
Roll for damage.
Someone. Okay, I roll for damage. Oh, shit, man. I can't believe the amount of damage that does. 8 damage.
Night, Mr. Flinders.
Oh, dear.
Yes.
Major wound.
Yeah, so he failed his constitution roll, so you knock him unconscious.
Oh, that's fine.
And as you do, Duckworth comes in through the front door, and you sort of get a chance to see what's happened in here. But then you both hear something upstairs. The floorboards shift. And then you hear this deep, guttural, snarling. This was an Apocalypse Players production. For more information about the podcast, go to apocalypseplayers.com. Thanks for listening.
Mike lost a character many years ago falling down some stairs, so I don't know if that counts as well.
You never let me hear the end of that.
No,
that was
never.
20 years
20
ago.
years ago, before I even started playing D&D with you, but I'll still...
And it was a set of stairs. It wasn't just a set of stairs. It was a fucking ziggurat. And the reason I fell down the stairs was because a zombie pterodactyl flew out of me out of nowhere.
I nearly died falling into some drums.
It was.
So,
Oh my god!
yeah, I nearly died. Falling into a drum kit.
The drums at Juju House. It's a whole. It's a whole
fell into the
thing.
bongos at Juju House.